Follow the messages on screen to wait operator until the information becomes available. This station will now
Welcome to the Casual Preppers Podcast. Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers Podcast, the only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment. We are your hosts, Cam and Kobe, and we are ready to bring survival goodness direct to your ear holes.
Yes, we are.
Cameron, what is going on today?
Today we got a good old episode of Bug Out Bag Part.
Yeah, Bug Out Bag Part 2. We recently happened to catch our original Bug Out Bag episode.
And it's pretty dang
We
weak.
both wanted to throw up on ourselves.
I unsubscribed from the podcast.
I'm not listening to these idiots anymore. It was pretty bad, so we decided it's probably a good idea to go over it again.
Yeah. I've had more time to kind of mess with bug bags.
Bug bags.
It's a bug bag. With our bug out bags. And, man, it's only like 2 minutes, 1 minute in, and I've already fumbled my words, which is awesome. Good job.
I think that's a record, actually.
Might be.
That's the furthest you've been in. Anyways, guys, today's podcast is brought to you by TacPack, the only monthly tactical subscription box with useful, professional-grade stuff inside. Get 10% off your first TacPack with code CasualPreppers at TacPack.com and join the thousands of satisfied subscribers today. That's 10% off with code CasualPreppers at TacPack.com. And you're rubbing off on me now.
Do we need to redo this whole podcast?
No, we're good. We're good. Don't worry, bro.
All right.
So, yeah, guys, go check out TacPack because they're fantastic. Don't you think?
They are fantastic.
Listener reviews starts now.
Wow.
You want to take it?
Starting right now. I'll do it. Let's do this.
You do it, bro.
So this is from, where's this from?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This is from the Amazon book, I think.
Okay.
No. This is from iTunes.
Didn't see
iTunes.
Okay. So this is from Fast Eddie Built.
Yeah.
All right. Fast Eddie Built. So he says, these guys are what make my morning commute to work for reals.
Yeah, it's like, no kidding. Like,
It's like
for reals.
Yo Joe's for reals.
Uh-huh.
Without them, I would have driven my 1987 Dodge Omni off a cliff into a very conveniently placed pit of spears and rare Ethiopian knives.
Good gracious. Fast Eddie, where do you live?
The Omni, man.
I know,
That was
the Omni.
a sweet car.
So thanks, bro. If you guys want to be a part of this, go to iTunes, go to Facebook, go to the Amazon book, and leave us a 5-star review. Make it awesome, because if it's not awesome, we ain't going to read it.
And you're going to be a celebrity on our show.
Social media shout out.
Today, I'm shouting out the guys named Battlebox,
Man stuff.
the Man Stuff podcast. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I happened to be on the last episode.
That was Kobe. It wasn't an imposter.
That actually was me.
He was on
I
there.
was there. I was sweating my balls off.
It was a,
Yeah, it was in this little tiny room, and it was me and Kern and Battle Dan, and they had to turn the AC off in
Why?
Georgia
Oh, 'cause of the
because it's so
sound?
loud. Yeah. It's like this little 10x10 room. And,
would've
after
been-
an hour, I'm like, I can't do it anymore, guys. I gotta go. I ain't used to this humidity.
y'all just do naked next time.
Yeah, no, seriously. So, anyways, go check them out. Go check out the Man Stuff podcast. That's the one the Battlebox puts on. They talk about Battlebox stuff. They talk about man stuff.
Yeah. Sweet stuff.
Yeah, they do. So make sure to check out the last episode. Let's make that
Especially.
Let's make that one the best downloaded episode ever. So they're like, gosh dang, dude,
Yeah, brought that Kobe on, and man.
we just blew up and stuff.
It's a mad, mad world.
We're all going to retire.
And we're all retired now.
You go ahead.
Me? Okay. Well, I was going to talk about the hurricanes.
Well, what are those? They've
What-
been happening?
Oh my gosh, man! I feel bad for
One
everybody down
after
there.
another, man.
Yeah,
I think Jose's coming now.
Jose's on his way to the coast. He's a coming.
Jose's coming across the coast right now.
He's gonna come. He's gonna lay some wreckage on the coast and stuff.
I'm
Yeah,
going to destroy your house, man.
I don't care about it either. I'm just gonna do it and just leave.
Just leave.
I'll do it real quick and then just leave.
Going to cost you millions of dollars.
You're gonna be so pissed. So pissed.
Yeah, Jose's coming.
Yeah, and then obviously, the one that just hit, it's bad stuff. It's all bad. We all know about it. We feel bad for you people down there in Florida and Georgia.
Man, what a joke.
It is a joke. But I got to tell you another story, actually. I was at my sister's house today. I had to run over there. She was telling me the story of this thing that happened to her yesterday. This is so, perfect.
What does this have to do with anything?
You gotta listen, bro. So she's like, so I was driving home yesterday. It was like noon or something like that. She's hitting her garage door opener. It's not opening. And she's like,
Oh, fudge.
she's like, oh, fudge.
Power out.
Yeah, and so she's like, the first thing she thought about was me making fun of my wife on the last episode about her not knowing how to open the garage door when the power's out. She's like, I really hope the power's not out. So she goes in the house, the power's out, right?
Oh, was it?
It was out. So she's like, crap. So she couldn't get the garage door open, right? So she had to leave her car out there.
So she went into her prepper room.
No, this is the thing about it. She was not even close to ready for this power outage. The power was out from noon to 3 a.m. at her house. And so she basically...
That's enough to kill an American.
I know. She basically lost everything in her fridge because she didn't have
Oh,
any...
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
she lost everything in her fridge. Her freezer was all right. She didn't know what to do. I'm like, didn't you just listen to the podcast? She's like, yeah, I must not have listened very well. But she didn't have a flashlight in the whole house.
No way.
No flashlight. Well, you know how they are. They just moved, and they've been between places.
I will
And
somewhat cut them.
And I got to cut them some slack. I just thought it was a good story of
It
how,
is, yeah.
The very last podcast is something, I mean, it was prepping for power outages. You don't think it's going to happen until it happens.
You don't think we talk about serious stuff, but
Yeah.
we could have saved.
I was
some
laughing the whole
pain.
time. I'm like, did you not take one word we said to heart? So, anyways, nuts.
Freaking idiot.
What do you got, man?
So, Equifax.
Equifax.
Can't
Equifax.
stand when they say Equa, so I've been saying it just because I bug myself.
Uh,
So, yeah, we've talked a lot about, cyber attacks and that threat that we have. And I mean, this company that has all of our information, everything, like it's just a gold mine to hack.
Yeah.
And they got through.
it's like the holy grail
It
of
really
hacks,
is,
man.
and I'm like, we've always talked about like that's probably the biggest, most likely threat to the United States, and
Yeah.
and here it was. I mean, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah,
But-
a lot of people are saying don't worry about it too much, but it's
The thing
worrisome.
that freaks me out is years, years
Yeah.
and years and years that information could just be,
Passed around.
filed away, and then all of a sudden somebody's like, "Who's this retard?"
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean,
it's messed up,
you
dude.
should just clean them all out, fire them all, and
Fire
just destroy
Equifax?
'em. Yep, fire
Yep,
them all.
fire 'em all.
We got 3 of them. You only need TransUnion and what's the other one?
I don't know.
Anyway,
The other one.
You don't need 3 monitoring
No.
anymore. So,
So
yeah,
go back and listen to the
attacks, freaky.
cyber security episode. I don't remember which one now, or cyber survival is what it was.
I can't remember either.
But go listen to it because we had some really relevant information in there about that type of stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
save your life.
Save your
your-
freaking life.
Save your nest egg.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, do you have a nest egg?
I don't.
I got like $82 in my bug
I
out
don't.
bag.
I got like chocolate eggs from last
Yeah.
Easter. If that's what we're talking
I
about.
got Cadbury's.
Let's get into this.
Yeah, let's get into this, guys.
Break it down.
Bug out bag part Deux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deux.
So, episode 2, like we said, we did do something similar to this, but we were kind of just getting our feet under us. It was kind of a crappy episode.
It's a little bit of a regurg of
I actually
some article.
I actually just want to take those first like 5 episodes down.
Yeah, I know.
Because they're pretty bad, but I'm just gonna leave them up anyways, so you
Yep,
guys can
yep,
go
yep,
back
yep.
and compare. But anyways, we're gonna talk about bug out bags today. We're gonna go over the basics of the things you need in your bag. We're gonna talk a little bit about the bag itself. What else are we gonna talk about? You don't know?
No, just
Do
like
you have any idea?
just
Do you know what we're doing?
we talked about the basically the first one. We ran down like the 7 most important things to put in your bag.
Sure. Yeah.
We kind of stayed a little bit with the most important things that
Mm-hmm.
you want in there. So it's a kind of a small list. What is it, like 7 or 8 things?
Yeah.
Of like categories.
We're gonna expand a little bit
We are,
on some other
instead of
items
just
that you
be
can have in there, depending on your situation, right?
Mhm.
So, first off, we'll go over a few things. So, you want to make sure that your bug out bag isn't too freaking heavy. I put this down there to keep the weight down because if you're actually going to go out and use it, if you have to use it in some sort of like a real like bug out situation, maybe you don't have a vehicle and you're actually just carrying this thing on your back,
Right.
you need to be as light as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that have those freaking 50-pound bags.
They
Like, how
do.
long are they going to last?
I know.
Really?
They're not going to go very far.
Yeah.
Or they'll be perfect to pick off and then go loot through.
Yeah,
the bag.
exactly. So just make sure it's not. You make sure you can handle it, and make sure you go out and actually put it on and do some hiking with it, and make sure it's comfortable, and because otherwise,
Right.
it's really not that good to you.
Yeah. And I've been like when we go on little hikes and stuff with my family, I take a bag that it's kind of one of my bug out bags.
Yeah.
And I found some problems with it, which is why it's nice to test it.
Yeah,
like
it absolutely
the way
is.
that the straps lock up top, they start to slip. And I don't even have a lot of weight in there.
Yeah.
And I realized that's going to be, I mean, if you're running, if you're, hiking, and then that comes loose, to be dicking with that the whole time, you're going to be frustrated.
And then, if you have a family and you have little kids, you're going to be carrying one of them. I mean, can you imagine having a 50-pound pack and then a 50-pound kid?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So you just got to be thinking about all those angles because
you do.
It's not gonna be bad. Also customize it for each season and each situation.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that's what we were discussing, doing like scenario based.
Yeah, exactly.
So
so like right now we're kind of going out of summer into fall winter time.
Change that bag up.
So that bag needs to be changed up. Right now I just have like an extra pair of pants and a t-shirt.
Right.
Which obviously in the winter, that's not going to be super helpful. I mean, it'll help, but you need to have a jacket or something, So that's just
and like those little, we have those little rubber cleats that go on for traction.
Yeah.
Yep. Throw it in your winter bug out bag.
Yeah, throw them in there.
And you can even have. I mean, I've got like 6 bags, and I have enough gear that I could honestly
have several.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
And then make your kids pack some. That's why they were born.
Yeah, that's the only reason they're there.
It's the only reason you have them, so they
to
pack
the
extra
gear.
food.
Yep, exactly. So so let's go into the number one item to have in your bag, and this is water. I talked about a lot of this actually comes directly from the book. If you guys haven't got the Casual Prepper's Beginner's Guide to the Apocalypse, you're missing out because a lot of this comes right from that. So water.
So if you've read ahead.
Yeah, if you might know all this already.
This
if you
is
haven't.
going to be so clear to you guys.
Yes. So the number one thing you have to have in your bag is actual physical water, right? You need to actually have some in the bag. And there's several ways you can do that. You can just get a freaking water
just
bottle.
Fill your bag up.
Yeah.
You got one of those water.
Yeah. Well, honestly, if you have a bladder that you can put in the bag, that's a great way to go. A lot of bags have, the bladder slots for them. That's always great, especially if you're going to actually be hiking and stuff. What I have in my bag is some Daytrex emergency water pouches, the 125 milliliter ones.
I have
5-year shelf life.
They're teeny tiny. They can slip in a bunch of pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of surround.
But the thing is most people say that a liter a day, if you're bugging out, is probably the minimum, which actually isn't going to be enough. I don't care what anyone says, But you can't really carry that much in your bag. So you're going to have to supplement that with other things.
Right.
So the next thing you're going to want to do is have a water filter of some sort. I suggest the Sawyer Mini. I mean, it's above and beyond every other filter out there.
Probably the smallest.
It's the smallest, yeah.
And it filters probably more than 90% of them.
Oh, I think it filters more than all
of them.
I don't
think any of them filter
100,000 gallons.
So
with
crazy.
the Sawyer Mini. And they're only like $20.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get it for cheaper. Life straws are great, but they only do...
they do. And I even
they don't do
have
as
like
many.
the big kit, like the reservoir one. You're
Is it Life Straw or Sawyer?
No, it's a Life Straw.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying like that big, huge one, it's only like 4,000 something gallons.
Yeah.
It's like, geez.
Yeah, so I suggest the Sawyer Mini. If I'm going to do it, that's what I have in my bag.
For sure.
Go for the Sawyer Mini. I'm going to die. Mm-hmm. So that all kind of comes with a caveat. You must actually have water on the way to where you're going. So you this is something you have to think about with your bug out route and your bug out location.
You got to rehydrate to get there.
Yeah, that filter, it worked dick if you don't have anything to put it in and suck the water out, right? Mm-hmm. So just make sure that you have sources en route. The other thing you have is water purification in the form of either tabs or a way to boil water.
Yeah.
And obviously you got to have a way to boil water. So obviously fire starting gear and a pot of some sort.
Yeah.
So make sure you have those.
I think that's one thing that's easy to forget is to not have something to actually collect and carry water with you.
Yeah, and I wrote that down too. I actually glossed over that. But have like a collapsible water bottle.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool ones out there.
Yeah.
Even a bladder,
Yeah, a bladder, yeah. Like we said, a bladder is good as well. But yeah, like those little collapsible water bottles are great. I mean, the Sawyer Mini actually comes with the little water pouch.
Right.
That you can stick on the end of it. So that's, if you
that's
have that.
That's what I have in mine is a little Sawyer Mini.
Yeah, exactly. So
Mini.
So, that's the kind of like the 3-pronged water approach for bug out bags that we suggest.
Amen.
Amen, son.
I think you got something going there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you want to chase that water down with some food. So that's number 2.
Or opposite.
Yeah, you don't want to choke to death.
No, you don't.
But so food, I I said this before. I think that food is one of the easier things to kind of compile.
Yeah.
There's so many options. Little packets of nuts. You've got dried fruit, which is excellent, lasts a long time. Freezer dried stuff is great because you don't really have to even mess with it or rotate it out.
Yeah,
because it just lasts forever. And
see, I've got a combination of things in my bag. I've got a Mountain House meal. I've got some of those Daytrex emergency bars, like tack bar.
Right.
Just like that, because that stuff, it's good for 5 years. It's not good for 25 like the Mountain House.
Yeah.
But 5 years, you don't have to worry about it. It's there. It's just ready to go.
That's super convenient to just have it sitting in there and don't have to worry about it. It's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Are those like the MREs, the Tac Pack ones, or are they more of
the tack bar ones?
Yeah. What are the Tac bars?
Tack bars are they're like a food bar. They're like a dry food bar.
Okay, so they're actually better probably than the MRE taste wise.
Yeah. The tack. Well, I don't know. The tack bars are kind of like a lemon flavor.
What do they have calorie wise?
I have to look and see what the calories are. It's like 2,400 calories or something like that. It's really close to that.
But yeah, those are excellent. Just because you get so many calories and just a few bites, and you can keep going.
Exactly. Yeah.
I added in there too. You want like some sweet things. You want like a chocolate or a trail mix is what a lot of people like to. They build their own mix.
Yeah.
With things that they like. Like I like those trail mixes. That have chocolate in them, but I can't stand the M&Ms, so I separate them out.
Tech bar. If you guys are watching,
2,500
calories for one of those. Those are so easy to slip in your bag.
In your what?
In your bag, bro.
Right in the back of your bag.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a ton of variety, and some of the other unique things you can get like peanut butter pouches. You know, so you can put it on all your stuff that tastes horrible. That can keep you alive. They even have tuna in pouches that are tiny.
Yeah.
We got that weird one from Great Britain, remember?
Yeah.
It's like a lemon.
Did you try any of that stuff
yet? I
yet?
was tempted to.
I've got a bunch of it in my car.
I ate some of the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I added to the food is drink mixes.
That's such a good idea.
They're teeny. You can add it to nasty tasting food or water.
Yeah.
As long as it's filtered from a puddle, it probably tastes horrible.
Yeah.
Just add a drink mix, then you've got electrolytes and everything.
Yeah, it's always a really good idea. Or even like those like the emergency drink mixes, you know, because they're great for hydration and you get your vitamin C in there, boost the energy.
Right.
Good to go.
They even have those like instant breakfast pouches,
Yeah, exactly.
Something super simple, tons of
You just got to make sure that you're actually rotating that stuff in and out because that stuff doesn't last forever. So you really have to pay attention to that.
Right. And then one thing quick on the food is, you've got those dried pouches. You do have to think about, I'm going to need extra water for this.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of those dried ones, if you're going to mix, you may want to hold some of those packets aside, But, you need that way of having containers to boil and mix in and everything.
Exactly,
Just a little more to think about with that. So.
Yep.
But yeah, I think food's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. But yeah.
Did you say jerky and stuff? Because
I didn't mention jerky. I'll probably have a bag clear full of jerky.
Yeah,
it's like my favorite.
High protein. It tastes good. It's a great. it's like candy to me, man.
Yeah. And those things, you also somewhat with that food is thinking about, this is super salty. I'm going to be drinking more water because of it. So you probably don't want to stack clear full jerky.
Yeah.
You dumb jerk. You dumb big jerky. Number 3. Clothing,
yeah.
So
we didn't write anything on here, did we?
No, well, I just didn't feel like there was any. We didn't need to be all specific because the last article talked about, having 2 pairs of shoes and 16 pairs of jeans and 15 pairs of shirts.
Don't do that.
I'm just like,
an extra change of clothes is going to be sufficient. Obviously, make sure you always have at least an extra pair of socks. That's the biggest thing. When your feet get wet. An extra pair of shoes are great, but if you're going to throw some boots or shoes in your bag, man, that's heavy.
It is.
You know? But I think that's something good to think about having in your vehicle. Because, really, most of the time, if you're going to be bugging out, you're going to have your vehicle. Right. There's very rarely are you going to be bugging out without your vehicle.
Yeah.
It can happen.
To have it all in there.
But just, so think about that as you're building these kits. You know what I mean? That there's other places that you can hide this stuff.
Yeah. I have some, like where my bug out bags, I have them hanging in a very hidden place that no one will ever know about. Mm-hmm. But I have actually a separate bag of like just some clothes and shoes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time we talked about well, I had mentioned, I have these old shoes that would be hell.
Oh yeah.
Literally, like getting up and really hiking, and if you were on your feet all day, getting away from something or somewhere, and you wore these Nikes that are just the heels busted in them and the arch is gone. I understand not throwing those away, and I usually mow my lawn in half of those.
Yeah.
But for a bug out, you want a good set.
And you also want to make sure you don't have a brand new set either, because a lot of people are like, I'm just going to buy a brand new pair of boots.
Those are going to rape.
I'm going to throw those.
Too.
Oh, you're gonna feel like garbage after an hour.
So I have some old lace up leather boots. Boxing boots.
Boxing boots.
But yeah, like I think clothing's pretty simple. You want something, that can be easily, like dry looks type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then durable pants that aren't going to freaking be, you don't got big old gaping holes in them and all that.
And then this is a good area for actually molding it to each season.
Exactly.
Obviously, in the summer, probably a t-shirt is going to be, at least have a t-shirt. You can have a long sleeve shirt for nights and stuff, but winter comes, you got to have something that's warmer, Yeah. So that's something you have to think about as the seasons change for your bug out bags.
Yeah. And they have some pretty amazing gear out there. I mean,
oh man,
there's a lot of the like pants that I want to get that are
yeah.
Super durable and lots of pockets. And then they've got the waterproof socks that you're those are sweet.
I've got a couple pair of those
stuff that just pack light but pack quality.
Yeah, pack smart. Yeah, just
pack
think
smart.
about everything. Yeah, don't pack stupid.
Don't be a dummy.
Mm-hmm. Number 4, Cameron, shelter. This one to me is kind of hard. I don't know why. I feel like it's hard because I don't want to carry a tent.
No,
I mean,
you will
can.
love to have a tent.
I will love to.
That's the thing.
Will.
It is a tough one, and I think the better way to go about it is to what I kind of mentioned in here for shelter is to, if you have like a foldable like tarp type of thing. Battlebox has that like tent thing that we got.
Yeah, and the tarp.
It's not a full on tent. It's a tarp.
Mm-hmm.
That one's. I mean, it is going to add some weight. It's a little bit.
It's much lighter than a tent.
But you can use it in so many different ways.
Yeah.
So that and cordage, you're set.
You're pretty much set.
In any scenario, you could build on top of it. If you want it more durable, and you've got the rain protection, the wind protection, and I think that's the biggest thing is to have like basically a tarp or one of those.
Something I have in my bag too that I've thought about is the emergency blanket.
Right.
They're tiny, they weigh nothing, but you can roll those out with
the
some
little
cordage.
shiny ones.
Yeah. But they're
reflective.
They're like yay big, when you get them out there, but you can tie that up as a rain shelter if you need to. You know what I mean?
They're pretty thin.
They are.
Poked through them, but they are going to give you much more than just
nothing.
Building sticks and leaves.
Yeah, but I mean you could put it over top of a stick shelter or something.
And I do.
Like
I have one of those in there. And the other thing I'd put in here was a bivvy.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little more durable. They they trap heat in, and sleeping at night, that's going to be money.
Oh yeah,
because even in the middle of summer in the desert, those nights drop super freaking.
It's going to get cold just laying there. Yeah,
you do want to accommodate. You want to think, it's the middle of the summer, but those nights up in the mountain, if that's where you're headed, you need good protection. And I think the best way is carrying like a tarp or even, like you said, those bivvy or emergency blanket that gives you protection from wind, rain, dust.
Bugs.
It's gonna make it real nice.
Yeah. Gonna sleep good.
I ain't getting a bivvy for one person, but there'll be two.
I actually have a 2-person bivvy, which is pretty nice.
I know. I gave mine away.
Dude, don't do that.
And the other thing, like you were saying, is like location. I mean, how far are you going to go, and are you in an area that doesn't have a lot of shelter from the sun? And is it an area that's really moist, super moist?
So something I want to say before, I should have said this at the beginning. So bug out bags are something that everybody talks about, right? In the survival and prepping. I mean, it's just like a huge thing. Everybody's got to have their bug out bags. But this is something, really bugging out should be your last option. Like most likely you're not going to bug out. I mean, that's the thing. You're most likely not going to do it.
Right.
So I just want to have that to preface all of this stuff that we're talking about. This is great to have ready, but this probably isn't going to be something you'll
No,
use to bug
no.
out. More than likely, if you keep something like this in your vehicle, it'll be a really good like get home bag. So like say you're in town, something happens, you got to get home. This is something that can help you with that. So as far as a bug out bag goes, yeah, I mean, you're most likely not going to use it for this.
Yeah.
I mean, 90% of the time, right?
I agree.
So just think about that.
Stink it.
Stink it.
We also did the episode on like a bug out location.
Yeah.
So if that's your like plan A,
Yeah.
then think about how far, know, and what route and like what minimal weight is going to get you there safely. So yeah, because you don't want to take your whole basement storage with you in that bug out
No,
bag.
and that's why
I
you
see that all the time.
And that's
I'm
why
like,
you don't want to bug out.
Look how freaking ridiculous these bags are.
Yeah. It's just like I don't know how you could go more than a mile.
I don't either.
You
You need
know.
rollers on it.
Yeah.
Like
just like a rolling bug
off-road
out
rollers.
bag.
But yeah, shelter's tough. I think probably key points and most importantly is like have a bushcraft book, like one of those little
Seriously,
booklets of how to make some, really
Some
sturdy
shelters.
shelter. Yeah.
Yep.
And cordage. You definitely
cordage.
want you some cordage.
Absolutely.
So,
Number-
I'm doing first aid.
number
huh?
5.
Man, I feel like I'm just keep going.
Yeah. First aid. I figured you'd probably.
Yeah. So,
I'd be like, put band-aids on stuff and keep going.
yeah.
That's
so
what I would
first
tell you.
aid kits people can get just out of control with.
They
You
can.
know, I'm gonna take.
We do this casually. We don't do that.
Thoracic surgery kit with me.
Yeah.
Got a nice kit to put a artificial heart in and pack around.
Just in case.
You never know.
You don't ever know.
You really.
Prostate cancer kit, just in case.
Yeah. So I always like to think about the basic supplies that you're probably going to use the most is what you want to make sure you have.
Right.
Band-aids, steri strips, iodine, alcohol wipes, things for real basic scratches, not very deep laceration repair.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the number one things you want to make sure every kit has.
Right.
So I'm not even going to go to detail on them. I'm not going to go detail.
Don't.
So wound management, this is where you get a little bit more specific. Yeah, obviously, you may run into even a gunshot wound or, you get in a knife fight in downtown.
Maybe Jose throws a palm tree through your face. You know what I mean?
Maybe it passes right on through your femur.
Yeah.
But you do want to have.
I just broke your femur, man.
So, and I've said this a million times too, don't pack what you don't know how to use.
Yeah.
I hope somebody knows how to use this. I'm going to pack it.
Yeah.
With the wound management kit, you want to have, you don't even need all the surgical tools. You just need like a multi-tool.
Yeah.
That's going to be able to push the needle through.
We're going to talk about that later.
Yep.
Motor tool.
So, some of the more complex things to have, a quick clot's nice.
Yeah.
You're going to want to control bleeding in any major wound. A tourniquet, those are easy, small to have.
Mm-hmm.
And then, some wrap, Coban or Ace bandage to keep, the bandage in place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as basic as that. The little suture packets, I have like one in each bag. If you plan on taking like 15, I don't know what you're going to run into and how much time you're going to spend trying to suture everybody up.
Right.
But it's probably past that, So have one suture, one multi-tool, some gauze, and then, you're going to be using whatever water to rinse it out. You can't pack around, 2 ounce, like a 8 ounce bottle of saline solution, hoping you're going to use whatever you have. I didn't mention the hyphen, the chest seal. That's actually a really easy thing to throw in a bag. I don't have one in mine yet. If the triangle bandage, I think you would have a bandana with you.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that in clothing, but that's as good enough as that.
We're going to talk about that later, too.
As for meds, in every kit, I think if you're chronically on medications, you should always have a month's supply, like rotating out of your bug out bag.
Yeah. That's going to take some work.
It is.
It takes some diligence to do that,
I
man.
know. And I think that's one of the best, that's the best thing you can do if you're on chronic medication that if you do not have, you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
Is to rotate out that month's supply in your bug out bag.
Right.
We've talked about it in other episodes of having those backup supplies, and you can have as much as you want, whatever you can get. But I would definitely have the chronic ones in your bug out bag rotating out.
So I think that, like you've always said, just talk with your doctor about it.
It's really not hard.
Because if it's not a narcotic of some sort, they're probably
Exactly.
going to be okay with getting you some
Right.
extra.
And narcotics and controlled substances, you're going to be fine without them.
Yeah, you're gonna be okay.
You're not going to die.
Yeah.
So with the meds, I put in there real basic fever control. Ibuprofen, acetaminophen. Aspirin is great to have if it's got its multiple uses, heart attacks, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-nausea.
Yeah.
You're going to be drinking a lot of mountain water or whatever water, so you want Imodium.
Yes.
And anti-diarrheal is super important.
Yeah.
Antacids, because you're going to be eating crap that your body's not used to. And then grab you some antibiotics. And yes, fish antibiotics will work in this scenario.
Yeah.
I put on there kind of the more broad spectrum ones. Cipro, Augmentin if you can. It's a little more expensive. Cephalexin and Bactrim are 4 different types of broad spectrum
that can kind of cover all the bases.
Yep.
Types.
As long as you have a bottle of one of them,
Yeah.
And just real quick on that, they don't really expire. They just lose their potency. If they're not liquid, then they're good.
Then just keep them. Don't be dumb. Just keep them.
Yeah. They're not going to poison you.
Yeah.
And, if they do poison you and you used them in a dire, you're not going to find me. So screw you. You're dead.
Exactly. You put on their Benadryl as well, right? I don't know if you mentioned that.
Oh, yeah, you do on that.
It's great to have some of that because you never know.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hope that's just a quick rundown.
Yeah,
just
that's
think about
good
some
stuff,
of the stuff
man.
to keep you alive and just real basic.
Yeah, don't get nuts
wound
with it. Don't get nuts. Just
because there's some. I mean, you could have a whole bug out bag that's just medical.
Oh yeah, and
it's
they
like,
make
that's
them
sweet in your basement, but
yeah. For an actual bug out, you don't need that,
right?
And it's not going to be helpful to you really when it comes down to no. So the next thing is kind of the basic gear in your pack. Kind of going down the basic things. So the first thing is fire starters. You obviously have to have a fire starter. Have at least 3 ways to start a fire in your bag, at least, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. You have to have those options.
Ones that'll start a fire directly in your bag.
Yes, exactly. Most likely.
While you're walking.
First off, get some freaking lighters, okay? Have at least 2 in your bag. They're cheap, they're light, and they're effective, and they last quite a while.
Yeah.
If you don't have a lighter because you think it's for pussies, you're an idiot. Because we've actually had people tell us that before. I don't know where we were doing like a live stream or something. Picture for pussies.
Yeah.
I'm like, this pussy's going to be having a raging fire, and you're going to be like trying to freaking use a ferro rod. You know what I mean? So stupid, man.
You watch your language there. This pussy's gonna have a wildfire.
This pussy's going to have wildfire.
Yeah, why not, man?
Yeah, it's so dumb.
You can buy like 15 for like $5.
People are so stupid. Have some freaking lighters. That should be your number one go-to.
You really should.
Yeah.
You can crack them open and freaking dump it on. If
Exactly, yeah.
They're so cheap.
Oh man. So have some lighters. Stormproof matches are also really, really good.
Yeah.
Waterproof, stormproof matches. They usually come in a nice little plastic hard case. Fantastic.
It has a striker on the side.
Yeah,
and
striker
everything.
on the side. Have some of those. Third, have a good ferro rod. So this can be something on your survival knife, which most likely, if it's a survival knife, it has one on there. But if you've ever actually gone out and tried to start a fire with a ferro rod, it's not easy.
Yes.
You have to practice that. So you don't want that to be your go-to fire starting
Seriously,
method.
it's crazy how much like Kobe and I do these videos for Battlebox and stuff, and we've used this equipment. And like in the beginning, I was shaving off knuckles, I was cutting my hand open, and no fire or anything.
Yeah.
But now I mean we've learned a ton of like what products are worth having.
Yes, that's really something we should mention. Try different products of the same type of
seriously.
thing.
If you got a ferro rod for Christmas, go try it because you probably won't like it.
Yeah, some of them throw horrible spark. I mean, it's just you have to try different things. As far as Tinder and stuff too, try different stuff.
Yeah, we found some sweet fire starters.
There's some that we really, really love. So, and then obviously the last thing is to have some knowledge in those primitive fire starting methods. Yeah, like the fire plow and the bow drill and stuff like that.
Right.
Those obviously they're freaking hard.
Yeah. And the other thing is what feathering the wood.
Yeah,
for both
some bushcraft skills for fire starting.
Seriously, you can throw a bushcraft book in your bug out bag.
Do it, just do it.
It's tiny and you can burn it if you don't like it.
Yeah, and then also have some tinder. I have tinder in my pack as well as different fire starting. So some of the fire starting things that I really like. I love the live fire starter.
The one that slides open.
Yeah, the little slider.
Relight and shut.
Yeah.
That one is sweet.
That one is fantastic.
I have one of those.
So that one you can use hundreds of times, and you just one spark from your ferro rod and that thing is started. You can control the flame. It's really nice.
Yeah, it didn't take much to get it going either.
No,
like
and
to light it up.
Exactly. So to me, that's one of the best because it's reusable
And it's protected already from
protected
weather.
and it's tiny.
Yeah.
Get one of those. I think they're fantastic. And then as far as other fire starters go, I mean, there's others that
what other
used.
thing I carry with me always now that I love is that Smith's. It's like a cheese grater.
Oh yeah.
Man, I used it camping.
The Tinder maker.
It's amazing.
Yeah, those
Yeah, it's like a little cheese grater, and you just run it over a dry stick,
Yep.
and then you've got this tinder in there. And I'm telling you, that stuff, like, I'm surprised when you dump it out, just start on fire. It's
sees the sun and just
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I used like a couple of ferro rods, and it was just like, just
we got that
instantly.
in one of the battle boxes. I don't remember,
yeah.
but I've got that in my bag as well.
But yeah, the Smith's, I don't even know what it's called.
A lot of people will use
It has a striker tied to it, and it has the little cheese grater bin.
A lot of people will use even, like the pencil sharpener to make some
Yeah,
tinder
and that's
stuff.
exactly what that is.
It's kind of that same sort of deal. So just make sure you've used it and you've tried it. Moving on fire starter, because we can talk about that all day.
I know.
Survival knife. This is really simple. Just make sure it's fixed blade and and it has a ferro rod with
Why
it.
is my phone like
I don't
just
know.
dying? I'm gonna lose my notes.
Are you? Well, I've got notes here if you need to look at them.
Okay.
But yeah, so a survival knife, that's one of those things. Don't go cheap with it. Make sure you at least spend $50 on your knife. At least. That's like your bottom end.
Yeah.
Because if it's a survival knife, it needs to last a while and you're going to be using it constantly.
Exactly.
So make sure it's fixed blade. Make sure that you have used it and you trust it.
Yeah, seriously, you got to try them out.
There's so many different options out
like
there.
those heavy duty ones are nice to split wood.
Yeah.
You put a lot of. You can just beat the crap out of them, and they're awesome.
I mean, even something like a Moore knife is great, man. Those things are cheap, but they freaking last forever.
Yeah.
and they're durable.
yeah, and I would highly. Yeah, that's exactly what I'd be carrying.
So the next thing is a multi-tool. Cam's already talked about this a little bit as far as first aid goes. It's great to have. It's just great to have all the time, really. Multi-tool. There's so many different uses for it. We all know it. I mean, Les Stroud, the Survivor man, doesn't leave his house without his multi-tool.
Right.
I should tell you something, right?
Shut up.
Okay. Illumination. Have lights. You need to have a few different types of lights. I suggest a headlamp as one of them.
Definitely.
Because you're going to want to be hands-free.
Definitely.
Have a solar lantern of some sort. I have a little solar hybrid light in mine that I really, really like. So just try out some different things because trying to start a fire in the dark is almost impossible.
Yeah.
So you're going to want light at least to get some stuff like that done, You can even just get like a little small tactical flashlight as well. It's something you can use. Cookware. You have to have a way to cook food. You have to have a way to boil water. So have a little pot for boiling. Also, you can have a little portable stove. I have the little Ready Man stove that you can build. It doesn't take any fuel, but I also have one of those little fuel stoves that you just put the little the fuel cube in, and the alcohol cube and start it up. So takes like no space. I just actually put it in my pot,
Right.
all ready to go. So have something like that.
And they even I think one of our first videos was those little buildable stove things.
Yeah.
That you can just feed fire,
Exactly.
stick stuff. Those are small,
That's like the
but they
Ready
make
Man one.
cooking so nice. Yeah.
Oh, they do.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the other, what was the? I don't know. I forgot.
Okay.
Oh yeah, if you have space, and you want something pretty extreme, then you can use like the BioLite and stuff.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
you get multiple uses for it.
Yeah.
and out of it.
Exactly.
If I had the room,
I know.
like
It's just
throwing-
it's heavy. So
is.
that's one of those things. You gotta weigh the options there. Some other things to put on there. I just have a kind of a list of other things that are possible. You don't have to have, but they're really great. Cash, $100 in cash, small bills. You're
I
gonna
think
want
that's
it.
really
Make
important.
sure you have
could
that.
Do a lot with that.
Yeah.
Burn it, wipe your butt.
Exactly. Exactly.
You go to a stripper, maybe
Strip club.
a prepper stripper.
Oh,
club.
survival club, survival strip club.
That's how the prepper do.
That's how we do it. That's how prepper do.
That's how prepper do.
Stay survive, son.
Make sure it's all those slogans.
Everything.
Terrible ones on there.
Everything. So cash, bandana. Obviously, we've talked about the multiple uses of bandanas so many different times. Filters, first aid, blah 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 blah.
Blah, blah.
I've got the Coulter Co bandana in mine that's glow in the dark with the star chart to tell me which way I'm walking. It's always a fantastic way to go.
It is. That's
Another way to go is a compass.
Oh, well, yeah, those work too.
Those are nice. They keep you going in the right direction. A notepad and a tactical pen. You never know what you're going to have to make notes on or leave notes for people or just doodle to pass the time at your strip club.
Yeah.
Stay survive, son. Survival literature. This is something I have several in my bag. First aid field guide. I have the pocket first aid field guide because I really don't know that much about first aid. And if something happens, I'm going to have to directly go to that thing.
And we've talked about printing out like how to suture.
Exactly.
If you don't have the time to learn it, just stick a freaking...
Yeah, at least you have that in there. I mean, the one I've got is
there.
tiny. It's like this big, you can open it up. And then I have like just a general survival field guide as well in there. So it goes over a lot of like, other stuff, for, building shelters, all that kind of stuff you're going to need to know. Mm-hmm. Paracord, we've talked about that several times. Always good to have. N95 face mask at least, just because you don't know what you're going to get into. You might run right into a freaking riot with tear gas or something, At least you have that you can throw on and feel better about your life.
Yep.
Garbage bags.
Hook hand hanging off the side of your bag.
Yeah.
Just in case.
You looking at that hook hand? That's right.
Yeah, that's a rider pass right there.
Let him pass. He's a rider.
Oh, we got a hook hand. Let's get him in there.
Gosh, are we going to get through an episode without talking about hook hands? Garbage bags, we've talked about that a bunch of times. You can use it as poncho. You can use it for water collection. I mean, there's so many different things. Small emergency radio. You never know if you're going to need some sort of comms, to listen to what's going on. But you're going to have to weigh the options on this as well. Is it going to be heavy? So just kind of look at that. USB device charger. I think this is something you have to have. Yeah. To charge your phone. If the cell towers are still up and running, you're going to want to keep that phone going. Yep. So I suggest
the hand crank ones.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, or the solar ones.
Yeah,
I have the Goal Zero solar one, which is awesome. Yeah, which I've used it several times and I've loved it. Rain poncho. That's something you can keep in there. A shamag. We've gone through the joys of the shamag several times. Sunscreen is something you might not think about, but it's going to come in really, really handy when the sun's blaring down on you all day long as you're hiking. Bug spray. This is something else that's going to be very nice when you're getting bit by 1,000 bugs.
Yes.
Local maps, that's something we've talked about.
Net, even.
Yeah, the net. Local maps are nice to have. Hopefully your terrain pretty well, but it's not bad to have something like that in there, Sunglasses, again, with the sun blaring down on you. Flash drive with important documents, birth certificate, ID, social security, passport. You just don't know what you're going to get into.
Jason Bourne carries one, I think.
Yeah, you've got like 8 passports. Safety pins, I just put that in there because,
of course,
the glory of the safety pins.
I did mention it, but we did save a life with it. So
another thing is a silcock key. This is something we got in the Battlebox in the Urban Survival. You can get water off of buildings. A bunch of old buildings have those, so they're nice to have. Anyways, that's kind of the basic items that I've come up with.
That's good.
How about you, Cam? Weapons?
Well, on those basic items, I had a few things
that
I thought were actually pretty cool. I looked at. You could actually get it's almost like a motion sensor detector, like really small.
Oh, yeah.
And you can place it around wherever, if you're bugging out and you're by yourself. Or
is it battery operated or what?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think it's a little pricey, but I never thought about, protecting, you may not have enough cordage to go around to give you a safe perimeter.
Yeah.
That thing gives you 25 to 50 feet. Of
wow. That'd be cool. Yeah.
I know. So that was a
something
pretty cool, unique thing. And then I saw, of course, it was a countermeasure. It was it looks like no, listen, this is cool.
I'm listening.
So you actually impact the end and it flares up, and then you could just huck it at somebody. That was pretty bad.
Sounds like a flare.
They, and in the comfort thing, they had those really small, portable, little teeny, really lightweight sleeping bags.
Yeah.
I think that just having, your protection of, your little bivvy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It would be nice. And I have a little teeny, it's actually in the car, but that's one thing I would want with me.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
is a sleeping bag.
You're going to feel better if you have it.
And they're really pretty compact, some of those little ones. But yeah, just some things to think about.
Yeah, just think
There's
about
a lot of cool things in there. So for weapons, you can get carried away with this too, for sure. Number one thing I think is to have a pistol in your bag.
Yeah.
Because there isn't much better for self-defense, and even hunting small game if you're really pretty accurate. I don't think I could shoot anything with
No, there's no way you could.
No, I'm not good with pistol. Pistol whip,
Yep.
But on those pistols, a lot of the things that I've read say, have 2 clips and then have like really...
2 magazines.
Nice, yeah, exactly.
2 magazines.
A clip magazine.
They're different.
Shit. Anyway.
But people always say clips. They do.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Just keep going.
Anyway, the really cheap bullets, I'd have like a small caliber handgun is what I would go with.
Yeah.
Just because of the weight and then what you can carry. And then having like, hollow points or something a little better to hunt with. And then you've got the cheap ones for target practice and to just scare people.
Absolutely.
So a pistol, on firearms as well, I have like a 22 rifle that breaks down.
Yeah. Do you have the Ruger 1022? Is that what you have?
I do, yep.
Yeah.
And, it's very portable. And then for hunting, it's excellent. I mean,
it's
small
fantastic.
game. And, yeah, so I think that, in my opinion, that's what I would carry in my bug out bag is a 22.
Right.
Just because it's really light and especially one that can break down. A machete, I carry that, what is that one right there that you have?
The outdoor edge one?
Yeah. I always have that one with
me. It's
It-
fantastic, yeah.
It's, for chopping wood, it's way better than a knife. It's a lot lighter and smaller than a hatchet. And that brings me to another one, a hatchet.
A hatchet.
Tomahawk.
Yep.
The other, if you're good with a knife and you feel like you can defend yourself with a knife, you're going to have one anyway for all your other needs.
Exactly.
I just added that to the weapons. And then a crossbow would be sweet, but good freak, they're big, man.
It's too heavy.
It's too heavy, and reloading those, I love watching The Walking Dead, and he's like,
Yeah.
it's like a machine gun, I'm like, dude, he
There's
doesn't
no
show
way.
him ever drawing it, and they are sweet, and you got recyclable ammo sometimes. I busted the piss out of one.
Did you?
Yeah, just shooting it into like a soft target, and I was like, well, there's that one.
Yeah.
But it's sweet if you want to pack that with you, and that's what you want for hunting and self defense. Sweet, but I think it's just too big
For a bug out situation, it's
that's
not
where
great.
yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. It's not great.
It's not going to be good.
No.
What else did you put in there, huh?
Oh, well.
I think that's the main things that I
that's
had down.
basically it.
Hatchet,
Slingshots.
knife.
Some people talked about slingshots.
Yeah.
You
can do anything with those.
I just don't know. We had that little pocket one that looks like a condom thing. Looks like some sort of a...
I forgot about that.
What
What the hell are you going to do with that?
People, no, that thing really...
I guess you could shotgun blast somebody in the face with it.
It would hurt.
Oh, watch out! They're like, what do you got?
What you got?
Where's that, a diaphragm? And then just shoot a bunch of BBs in their face.
I got this diaphragm. I'm going to beat you with it.
Yeah.
So anyways, just think
there's
about...
a lot of little weapons, but
Yeah.
I would have a handgun, a knife, probably a hatchet, and my machete.
Even that's a lot. I wouldn't take all of those.
No, I wouldn't either.
No,
I don't
wouldn't
have
either.
all of them.
I don't have all of them.
But that's the things that I choose from.
Absolutely. The next thing is hygiene. This is the toilet paper section. So Cam gave that to me.
Yes,
Toilet
'cause
paper.
Kobe thought that was so important to add.
Wet wipes, napkins, paper towels, baby wipes, leftover KFC towelettes, anything to wipe your butt. You're going to want it, all right, guys? Number one, there's also the Epic wipes. I actually have 3 or 4 of those in my bug out bag. I don't know if you guys remember us doing a review on those quite a while ago. They're huge. They're like towel size, but they're wet wipes. Freaking awesome. Epic wipes. Use our code Casual Preppers. Get 10% off. The next thing.
All right.
All right, I'll do it.
Good job slipping in there.
Yeah. So the next thing is some like deodorant, some hand sanitizer, which can also be used as fire starter.
Yeah.
Lots of alcohol in it. Soap, toothpaste, and a toothbrush.
Alcohol wipe edibles.
Oh yeah,
Those are important to have.
Yep. Get drunk and get clean at the same time. If you have women's with you, got to have the feminine products.
You do.
Because it's gonna be. I can't even imagine what's gonna happen in that situation if you don't have anything. It's gonna be freaking horrible.
On the rag is going to come back into a much bigger light.
They do have those rubber like feminine cups
Rubber
or
what?
something. No, rubber what?
You have a female and have a rubber, yeah? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they're like called like I can't remember what they're called, but they're like reusable rubber for women.
Yes. They're like a diaphragm.
So
like it
yeah, so
covers the surge,
it's
yeah.
really not something. I think it's a good idea.
It
honestly,
actually is a good
I think it's a
idea.
really good idea. And then also some chapstick, which is also something you want to think about. And that's all I got for hygiene.
That's good enough.
That's good enough. Hey guys, really quick, let's talk about the 3%er. The 3%ers are all die-hard American patriots who craft pro-gun, patriotic, and American Revolution-related apparel. They are extremely passionate about what they do, and everything is made to order in-house. Go to the3percenter.com and get the very best gear for any Second Amendment America-loving patriot. That's the3percenter.com, and use our code CASUALPREPPERS for that 10% off the already fantastic price on those fantastic shirts. And this is where you will go get our shirts as well. Mm-hmm. The one I'm wearing today, you're going to look awesome if you go get it. We actually have a hoodie as well.
Yeah, it's getting into fall. There's long sleeve ones like Kobe. Well, mid-sleeve.
Mid-sleeve.
And then you got sweaters.
The 3%er.
Just get them.
That's their new tagline. The 3%er.
Just get them.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah, that was pretty.
I wanted to really quickly talk just about the bag itself. There's really not much to go through on this, but there is a little bit.
Oh, true.
First thing,
It's like we were
durability.
talking about, I had my straps falling off.
Exactly, yeah. Durability. Don't go grab the $9.99 bag and use it for your bug out bag. It's not a good idea.
No.
It's not going to last.
Yeah, those army surplus ones, a lot of them are pretty. They're not the actual ones the army uses.
Yeah, they're not, no. And they look like they've been through hell already.
Yeah, you're like, wow, this one probably took a bullet in Vietnam.
Desert Storm. I don't even wear.
Is that a blood stain? I want this one.
Wow. So yeah, just make sure you don't use the super cheapo one. Make sure it's durable. Make sure, ballistic nylon is really good. So, polyester is not quite as durable. So just kind of look at those things as you're buying your bag. Volume capacity. Make sure it's big enough, but make sure it's not too big.
Yeah.
Freaking don't get the big, huge, I don't care who you are, don't get the huge freaking backpacking ones.
Right.
I think it's too much. With the big metal frames
I know.
and freaking antennas coming out the back and shit. Don't get it. It's not
Got a
worth it.
fan blowing down.
Yeah. And it takes off.
Now that would be cool.
That would be cool. It'd be worth it. Comfortability. Make sure the pack fits nicely. Make sure it fits snug. Like Cam said, he tried one. It did not work.
Yeah.
So, make sure it's going to be comfortable. Stay survive.
Keep
son.
your shoulders nice.
Your shoulders nice and tight.
You don't want portcullis, a little crink in your neck.
Yeah, it's not good. Waterproof is something to look at, especially if you're in an area with a lot of rain. You Seattle ice out there that are bugging out.
Yeah.
You're going to want it.
Yes, you're going to climb up in the Cascades. You want to have a nice one on.
When you're there climbing up that Space Needle and stuff, and you got your bag all wet, and you get up to the top, and there's zombies in there, and then your shit's all wet.
Just think if you had to crawl like Shawshank right through the pipes and stuff, you want a nice bag.
You go all Shawshank bug out style, you're going to be regretting it.
Shit proof. You don't want it smelling on the inside.
Yeah. Syrup proof and stuff. An organization, make sure it has sufficient pockets to make sure that you can get to your stuff. Like if you need to hurry and grab a tourniquet.
I like compartments.
Yeah.
I've always liked compartments.
You've always loved it.
I do.
From day one.
First things first, I want a compartment bag.
This better have lots of compartments.
This bag's nice, but where's the compartments on this bag?
I feel like it's lacking in the compartment department.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Anyway, moving on. That's it. That's all I got, Cam.
let's end on
That's
compartments.
the end. That's the end of the whole
Make
bug
sure
out
it
bag
has
stuff.
Compartments.
So that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Are we done with this?
We're done. Moving on.
All right. Well, I wanted to give a shout out to our
Holla.
to survival boxes.
Yeah, you did.
Survival boxes are the only subscription box packed with all of the essential survival supplies that you need for prepping to survive disasters like a hurricane, earthquake, or your next outdoor adventure. There are 3 different boxes to choose from, so sign up today and start getting survival boxes delivered to
got a
your door
Shawshank
every
box?
month. No contracts. You can cancel any freaking time you want.
You can cancel tomorrow. You
Yeah.
can cancel yesterday. You can cancel in a week
Just make good and sure you use Casual Preppers for 10%
at
off.
checkout.
Yep. So check them out, survivalboxes.com, and get your first survival box to your door anytime you want.
Good gracious, that was amazing.
You know, they would be perfect for bug out bag stuff.
They would.
They have lots of good stuff.
You always get like the little food bars and stuff in it.
And if you want to mix it up and get the, is it the Bravo?
The
that
Bravo.
Has both?
No, I think,
Or is that Alpha?
I don't know.
Is that Omega?
I don't know, man.
Anyway, you can get one if you want a little bit of supply, not
Yeah.
a lot of supply,
Absolutely.
and a little bit of food. Just get that box.
Okay. Moving on. Reviews. We have a couple of reviews today.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Cam take this one mostly because he did the review on the Pyyros.
Oh, yeah, Pyyros.
Pyyros. He actually did a video, fantastically done. I was really proud of him.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook. Go grab it. Go
Did
take
it
a
at
look.
like 11 at night.
Yeah.
Just before I went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
But you would love it.
You're
and
gonna
it does
love
give you more detail, and you can see it in my hands if that's what you want.
So Pyyros, Pyyros. Their Kickstarter just went
it's going.
and went live. Yeah, a couple days ago on the 13th. So go check them out. The Kickstarter's really really cool product. Cam, tell us about it.
Okay, so the Pyyros. So they've actually got 4 different models. So what's cool about this light is that it has like little compartments. The whole thing is made out of aluminum. It's really lightweight. This would be an excellent thing to have in your bug out bag.
It really would.
Actually feel bad I didn't mention it. So what's cool?
Mention it now, bro.
I am. So these compartments that twist on, it's almost like it's kind of like a mag light.
Yeah.
But you can twist additional little sealed, like watertight compartments on it.
You could get so many of them that you could have like a Pyyros cane.
You
almost.
could, dude. You can have like a
Like
lightning
Gandalf.
rod.
You can have Gandalf up there. Thou shalt not pass.
Yeah, they have. You can seriously add a ton on.
Mm-hmm.
So you could put like pills in some of the compartments. You could put fishing line. You could put pills and seeds, and you could
Pills.
And
It's basically just a way to carry pills
you could
around.
put beans and pills, and you could put wipies and pills.
Water and pills.
Hey, I'm thinking about the
Pill
real,
soup.
I'm thinking about the actual American, which all of them are on pills anymore.
You could have one compartment
This
for
is
your
your-
Xanax.
This is your Xanax. Yep.
This is Viagra.
But yeah, they're they have like this little electronic fire starter too.
Yeah, it's
in
cool.
one of the compartments, and it has
It's basically like a
300
little. It almost looks like it's gonna shock you.
It does.
It's
That's
like
what I actually thought it was a self defense thing. And
I
then
wonder
was
if
like,
it would. I don't even know.
I don't know. I thought about shocking like something with it.
That-
Me. But yeah, that's pretty cool, and it has. That's actually in a USB port, so it has a 3,400 milliamp battery,
Not 34.
not 34 like I say in the video.
3,400.
Well, hell, I ain't gonna charge none.
34 milliamp. What the hell that gonna
The
do?
light's like, boom. Well, it was pretty cool. So yeah, that charges the 1,000 lumen light. You know, it's bright, it's heavy, it's waterproof. You can have a bunch of compartments on it. You have a USB charger for your phone.
Yeah.
It's a freaking cool light.
Very cool. Go check them out at Pyyros at Kickstarter.
And they have, like I said, they have 4 different models that have a bunch of crap already in them if you
Yep.
want that.
Yep. Cool. Thanks, bro.
You bet.
Next,
See ya.
Battlebox Mission 31. This one is called what now?
This is called the CWPP box, which is
CW.
Community and Wildfire Protection Plan.
Right, exactly.
The
So,
The
a lot of times people get a little up in arms about some of these boxes, like, well, this ain't no Tactico and Survival, and
Well, you can't. Yeah.
so the thing is,
Freaking
the thing I
idiots.
actually really like about Battlebox is they think out of the box. They think out of the Battlebox.
Out of the battle box.
So they go to things that, as far as prepping goes, that you don't think about sometimes.
Right.
And this is one of those boxes I think that are kind of in that category.
Yeah. And we did that episode on subscription boxes, and we kind of went into detail. I mean, what they go, like the stuff they look for is like practical stuff for in every, they're hitting like every aspect of, preparedness.
Yeah.
Which is sweet. So this one, the basic box.
Do you want to show the products, or do you not want to?
I could.
For the
probably.
peoples? It's up to you. You don't have to.
Well, which one? Do you want to show it?
No, you can show it. It's easier for you.
I don't want to dig in there, huh? Okay, you do that.
I'll do this. Okay. The basic box, $25, okay? Number 1, water gel burn kit. And this looks like actually a really nice burn kit. It's the I think it's the little orange case. Orange. Might be orange. I think it's orange. It's orange. It's a water gel burn kit. They say this is like top of the line burn kit stuff. So that the value of that is $25 right off the bat. So
burn dressing and then
so-
all these burn treatments.
So with that, and that's something a lot of
Look,
people
all this
don't.
could be thrown in your regular kit too.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
easy enough. Just stick it in there.
A lot of times you don't think about burn. You know,
you
for your-
don't. And burns are freaking miserable.
and they're horrible. So that's the first item in the basic kit. The next item is called the Ready Mask. It's $9.99. It's actually kind of cool. It's not that one. It's a different one. So the Ready Mask is this. No.
This is the Ready Mask.
So basically, what it
See
does.
this businessman with the Ready Mask on?
Yeah, he's like, I'm ready.
I
For
work
the
in
meeting.
Mexico City, and it's lots of pollution, and I'm gonna wear this.
We're gonna talk about something today in this meeting, and I'm worried about your guys' germs. No, so this is something you can keep next to your bed, and you wake up and it's a smoke-filled room, and,
Boom.
and you don't know what to have. That thing actually it sticks to your face.
Yeah.
but it also has like eye protection as well. It's kind of cool.
It's like an exfoliator and
exfoliator. No. So that's $10. Really cool. Really cool. Really cool. Next thing is the Wagon Tech Fred Light Emergency Beacon. $14.95.
Fred Light.
Fred Light. Tech Fred Light. So you have to pull the little thing out before to work. But it's awesome little emergency roadside disc, or it can be used in your home.
With this.
So anyways, really cool. Really
It is cool.
The next is the U.S. Patrol.
Just put it out in your front yard.
I'm on fire. Click the button.
Could you turn on the Fred Light? I want people to see I'm on fire.
My shoes are on fire. Can you turn on that Fred light?
Oh, shit. We don't got the Fred Light out in the front yard.
Well, I guess I'll just burn to death. The next thing is the U.S. Patrol Fire Resistant Document Bag. This is awesome. This is something you don't think about. You can throw your birth certificates, social security cards, USB with lots of other information in it, anything, pictures.
Dirty pictures.
Dirty pictures.
I don't want those to burn.
I want my Polaroids burning. Polaroids. So that's your basic kit right there. $25 for all that.
That is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, they're very nice to have.
Instead of having a big old freaking safe,
Yeah.
you just put them in there.
So, moving on to the advanced box, $50 for this one. The first thing is the Fire Mask, RPD60. Comes in like a nice little digital camo thing.
Cool.
Really cool fire mask. This is a step up from the old the Mexico City businessman mask. It's one step up from that guy. But it comes vacuum sealed, so you don't want to pull it out quite yet, I don't think. Anyways, really cool. $39 for that sucker.
Well, that means mine's going to be dick.
Most likely.
That's great.
That's great. The next thing in the advanced box is the small fiberglass fire blanket.
Where's that at? Oh, right here.
It's right here. You ever been in a fire and just said, "Ooh, I'm a bit chilly"? Take the fire blanket out.
This is the blanket you're going to want.
So that's something. Actually, it's really cool. So if your house is on fire, you're running, you grab your kids. You don't have anything. You know your hallway's on fire.
Get out here. Just throw the blanket over your kids and run out.
I'm getting out of here. Don't wake up.
Wrap yourselves up. I'm out.
She was sleeping, honey. I didn't want to wake her up.
I wrapped her in the fire blanket. She's fine.
I feel like I'm being a good parent. So, anyways, it's awesome to see you
Put
run.
your kids every night to bed in the fire blanket.
You worried about fires? Well, we got your problem solved.
Get them to sleep nice and toasty, and then put the fire blanket on.
You worried about your kids burning up in a horrible inferno in your home every evening? Or not? Anyways, so you can get them down the hallway, throw that over their heads. They're not going to burn up. It's really cool.
Burn the rest of shit. Just make sure their heads are fine.
Make sure you can take their toes to a crisp, but their head will be fine.
Leaves their torso in their head.
So that's $15 right there. So, man, your value's awesome already. Next, Pro Box. The Sotierra Fire Throwable Fire Extinguisher. This thing is cool. $69. So it's basically, you pull that out. It's like it looks like.
Don't drink it.
Absolutely do not drink it.
Oh, look at this. I got Kool-Aid in my bag.
You throw it. It's called fire extinguisher Kool-Aid. It's interesting.
I bet it tingles in my mouth. It's probably hot.
Ew. My insides are burning.
Oh, I'm blind.
This is weird. I feel like I'm going to pass out.
I guess I got good nutrition.
So anyways, you actually throw it at fire and it breaks. And
Just the whole thing unopened.
no, you do. That's
Oh,
how
you do? I
yeah.
thought you would open and like
No,
flip it.
no, don't do that. It breaks on impact.
No, I don't believe
So
it.
say your oven's on fire or something, maybe. Say your Your car's on fire. You don't know what to do. You throw that. Boom. Brakes. Ready to go.
Boom.
So that's kind of cool. Kind
That
of
is
cool.
pretty cool.
Next, Pro Plus. Knife of the Month Club. $149.99. The Tomahawk Tactical Tomahawk. Tomahawk. Cam and I actually got a nice look at the full-size Tomahawk.
We got a nice look at the old full-size Tim.
Oh, I saw Tim's hawk. Mm-hmm. Our old buddy Tim Rawson came up with this.
Hey.
It's just careful. That thing is sharp. It's like super sharp.
It is.
Yeah, I like
Cutting right through the plastic.
it. Will cut your hand off in a second. So be careful. Anyways, really cool.
I can't wait to run around with this on and a fire mask on. That's going to be fun.
It's gonna be so cool.
Man, that is.
But it has
freaking-
like a nice little pry bar on the bottom. See?
Yeah, yep. I
Really
see it.
cool. Really cool. Well done, Battlebox. Well done.
Just throw
I
that.
just threw it. I'm done.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, you do stuff with it.
That's freaking sweet.
Oh, goddamn. And where is my first aid kit?
Okay.
Anyways, really cool. Really, really, really cool.
That is a pretty
So-
freaking amazing kit.
So we
A lot of
should.
stuff I do not have at
No.
all at my
Yeah,
house.
no kidding.
Especially not the fireball.
We got to make a video soon at some point. So be looking for it.
This stuff's awesome. Too bad I'll be disposing of it all when
Yep.
I'm done.
It's time for the quick and dirty medical tip.
All right. Have you ever had a toothache?
Have you ever seen Castaway?
Yeah, basically. So, I haven't really mentioned anything about toothers. And
Two for one?
And a lot of kits, a lot of people don't prepare for the possibility of a tooth problem, chipping a tooth, losing a tooth, Tooth fairy, prepper tooth fairy. So,
Tooth Fairy.
just real quick, I want to tell you about some of the things that you should have in your med kit for toothers.
Okay.
So first of all, before I even talk about, what you do for broken teeth and all that stuff, you should have some nail polish. You can actually, I'll tell you why.
All right.
The dental wax is actually super nice to have, for cracked teeth, when you're tonguing it to death. I got a crack in there.
Honey, you're going to tongue it to death.
So that wax can help
What
keep
are you doing down there?
moving on.
Moving on. Where's the fire blanket?
some fluoride tarnish. Varnish, sorry, not tarnish.
Oh, there's a fluoride tarnish.
And then they
on
actually commercially sell like the broken tooth repair. I've seen it's commercially as like Dicol. And then the other thing is they sell a solution that you want to have. It's called Hank's solution.
Hank's
or
solution.
Save a Tooth. Okay?
All right.
So those are things you want to have in your bag. If you want to quit right here, you can be done. But now I'm going to talk to you about...
I don't want to quit right here.
Okay.
I'm not a quitter.
No, you're not. So there's different tooth damage. There's a chip tooth, and there's different grades of that. If it gets into the dentin and then the pulp.
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a dentist. And then second, there's actually you knock a tooth loose.
You thought about that real hard and it still came out wrong. You knock a tooth loose.
I even do that.
You're looking right at me like, look how smart
It
I
came
am.
out clear as day, like I had studied it that way.
Look,
You talk,
we're gonna knock a tooth
you're
loose.
gonna knock out a Luke. I can't even do it now.
That's
So-
fantastic. Good Lord.
So if you knock a tooth loose, man, to think I practice medicine is the saddest thing in the world.
Oh, she got a tooth loose in there.
It appears as though you have yeah.
My medical opinion is that you have a tooth loose.
Yeah. So anyway, if you knock one loose, the only thing you need to do, you probably damaged. It's going to need, like a root canal eventually, but that's not something you're worried about. You want to keep it in there. So you can use that wax to splint the tooth. So you just mash
around the-
Yeah, you mash the wax on the front and the back side to the teeth next to it.
I get you.
Splint it. And then you go on like a liquid diet, so you're not chewing. You want to keep that tooth nice and still, and it will heal and tighten back up. Whether or not it survives is another story.
Yeah.
So a chip tooth, you can use that tooth replace the filling crap that you can get from over the counter.
Yeah.
You can fill it full of wax, just if you break it into like the dentin or the pulp and it bleeds, the tooth's screwed, You
Yeah.
probably should just pull it out. And I might get to talk to you about that at some time.
Okay.
How to extract a tooth.
But not right now.
No. And then second is if you get a tooth knocked out. So a tooth is still, you can still stick it back in the spot it came out of within 15 minutes.
What?
So you can mash it back in.
Good
I
Lord.
know. So say you get your tooth knocked out, you want to pick it up by the crown. You don't want to grab it at the root because you can smash the ligaments and kill the blood supply. So you wash it off with Hank's solution,
Mm-hmm.
or if you have milk or something simple like that. You don't want to use pop or beer.
I knocked my tooth out. Where's the Keystone Light?
Yeah, you don't want to like sterilize it.
Yeah.
You just want to, saline or even put it in your mouth and roll it around with, saliva will clean it off.
I'm not doing this. I'm just going to lose
I'm
my
telling
tooth.
you, yeah, but you can salvage a tooth. So within 15 minutes, you can mash it back in, put some gauze, and bite down and hold it there for about 5 minutes, and then you splint it just like you did with a loose tooth.
Gracious.
Isn't that crazy? That's pretty
Crazy.
gross. So if it's beyond 15 minutes, they recommend soaking it in one of those solutions like saline or Hank solution for 30 minutes and then trying to put it back in.
Gosh, gracious.
Yeah,
Wah,
yeah.
wah.
You're
Well.
probably best to just let go and leave the tooth out because you are at risk of infection.
Yeah.
So the 2 times that you would use it, you've got a dental abscess. If you did knock the tooth out and decide to put it in yourself, I would start antibiotics. And if you broke the tooth, like chipped it and it's bleeding, then before once you get it covered up and sealed with nail polish remover, or not remover, with nail polish, you can actually paint over a chipped tooth to seal it. So crazy, huh?
What?
But yeah, start
That's
taking
weird.
antibiotics for those different scenarios. But yeah, there you go. That's probably not going to help any of you.
Nah, that's weird, man.
But yeah, you can save a tooth.
That's fantastic.
Crazy, huh?
Crazy.
You can just watch out for the tooth luth.
Too sleuth. Well, thanks, guys. That is the episode today.
I don't know how that came out so clear.
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. I can't believe how awesome it was. Thanks, guys. Come see us at casualpreppers.com. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. And you got anything else to say, Cameron?
I don't.
Okay, see you later. Bye.